Welcome to another episode of Throwing Tantrums. This segment is called Behind the Tantrums, which is where I share with you guys behind the scenes stuff or news of what's happening with the company. So this past weekend, we finished getting ready for upcoming September 22nd shoot. For that shoot, we are filming the routine or the number we filmed for Universal Rhythm called Love in Motion. Just to give a little context, because assuming that this is some of you guys' first time listening, Universal Rhythm is our sold out show. There's a sold out show that we did last year, and Love in Motion is one of the numbers. Love in Motion is a series of different types of love in the setting of a loft. So if you've ever been to a party, or ever been to a kickback or a club, there's a lot of different relationships happening: friendly love, first date love, meeting and courting love. I don't know, but it's been a while. So, but a lot of us are aware of the different types of love that exist. This one's specifically talking about romantic love, because I'm also acknowledging that there's also like the familial kind of love, but we're not talking about for this one. We're talking about relationship love, toxic love, puppy love. I forget, is that the term right there? Puppy love, where it's like the relationship is new relationship kind of energy.
Yeah, puppy love, honeymoon phase.
Yeah, the honeymoon phase. So that's the version. Those are the types of love we're going to be doing for this. And again, it's happening in a loft party, a little like a series of almost like vignettes happening. And if you're on the newsletter or on the Patreon, I've actually attached the behind the scenes previs that you guys can check out. If you're just watching this for free on YouTube, that's exclusive for the patrons and also for people on the newsletter. So click the link down below if you want to check all that out. Okay, so the whole point of the previs was essentially to help us figure out the lighting situations that we wanted for this location, because obviously lighting plays a huge role with the tone and the look of the film, and obviously we don't want to just spray and pray the day of filming. So we used a game called CineTracer, and we used Polycam to help 3D scan the whole space. Again, to help us stress test and test different ideas without actually having to go to the set and to try to do it ourselves. It really does save a lot of time. But anyways, we are excited to see this version, how we transition from the stage to film, because I think it's just going to provide a deeper, richer narrative for what we were trying to do with the routine. So aside from that, we're going to be filming another batch of reactions in a couple weeks for Street Man Fighter. So shouts out to everyone who's on the Patreon. I hope you guys are enjoying the Street Man Fighter reactions. We see all the comments. So Somnia, Cassie, Holly, everyone who's been watching. We're excited to keep watching the show and share our honest thoughts, because the last two episodes, we definitely had thoughts. And I'm glad that some of you guys are agreeing with our thoughts versus what the judges said. Yeah. So along with that, we're also Max, Lauren, and I are probably going to film a couple new episodes for Popstar Academy, featuring Cat's Eye, and probably some other Demon Slayer episodes. So comment down below if you guys have been liking some of the off the cuff, unofficial quote unquote types of reactions. Or even some of the anime reactions, because we all love anime, and we figured we'd just record it and share it with you guys. So for all the patrons, hope you guys have been enjoying all the Street Man Fighter stuff, the additional new Patreon exclusives, Popstar Academy, Demon Slayer, Avatar is going to be coming out, some of the movie stuff. So we're trying to make sure that a lot of the stuff that we do on the Patreon is stuff that you enjoy, and we actually have a lot of new behind the scenes stuff that we filmed on Temper Tantrum, so we'll be uploading those there as well. So on September 29th, we're going to be filming another batch of tutorials for our Udemy course, and for YouTube. The tutorials are going to be released on Udemy first, then on Patreon, and then on YouTube. So that way those the students who paid, or the people who paid for early access, get it first, and everyone else on YouTube, which is going to be free, will get it after. So in terms of what we're going to be filming in terms of tutorials, no idea yet in terms of like what songs we might create choreography to, but I do know that there's some of the members of Temper Tantrum have been wanting to share some of their choreography. Now for our Indiegogo supporters, after this weekend, we are actually going to start printing out the photo cards you guys paid for. Thank you guys for your patience. We wanted to delay it a little longer because we wanted to include some of the new stuff, the new photos that we take. So whether you're on Indiegogo, Patreon, a subscriber on YouTube, we appreciate all your support in all the projects that we're working on. We hope that you guys are appreciating and enjoying all the content that we're sharing. That's it in regards to this update. All right, so lesson of the week. So this lesson really hit home after watching Borderlands with Max. We filmed our reaction to that. That should be up on the Patreon. Like, if not this week, probably in a couple of weeks. One of the that Borderlands by far has been one of the most visually gorgeous in terms of set design, character design, everything I've ever seen. But everything about that movie felt rushed. Character development, relationships, pacing, and the movie reminded me that sometimes we want things immediately. We want to get to the next step, or we want things that we want, the things we want now, or even yesterday. But by forcing progress, things feel rushed, things feel awkward, or even unnatural. That's exactly how I felt throughout the whole movie. The relationships that they were trying to force on us, it was more like dialogue, rather than letting things marinate and sit. We didn't have, there wasn't a moment where we really got to sit with the characters and be with them or be with their environment to kind of take it in. It was more like, here's one thing, on to the next one. Boom, bah. There wasn't enough time to process, let things sit, let things marinate. This can apply to our own personal things. There are moments where we lack patience with ourselves. Others are projects. Why are things taking so long? So personally for me, that applies to the Universal Rhythm Revisited project. The original timeline for that was everything. We do all the rehearsals up until April, May, June. They're doing all the way to that, and then film all of July so that we can do a lot of post-production from August, September, and release it by October. That did not happen. We realized things are starting to feel rushed, and there's so much pressure every rehearsal, and there was a lot of moments where, is this, for at least for me, was this going to look good? We might be getting things done, but were they looking good? And that really hit home when we did our first shoot in our first day of production, or day of filming, on June 30th, where it was just 4 hours of stress, zero rest, just go, and then coming home and seeing all the footage, and it was just garbage. The timing for some of the choreography was off. Some of the shots were just terrible. There was small details that were overlooked. So that really bit us in the ass and cost us a lot of money. So going back into it, sometimes it's just better to let things breathe, give them space, give them time to marinate. So what we did was, instead of trying to film everything in 1 month, we decided to space things out, give each shoot day its own dedicated rehearsal time so we can be ready for the proper shoot day. Ideally, at least for me, we would be able to knock everything out in that month. But considering how our current circumstances are in terms of rehearsals, we only rehearse once a week. We had to be smart in our approach. If we were rehearsing every single day, we had the funding and all that stuff, the money for all that. We would just rehearse 3 times a week and probably get it done. But that's simply not the case. So we were working with the cards we were dealt, and this is the best current way, in my opinion, and just from experience, and how we were going to be able to not lose our minds trying to get this thing done, but also, more importantly, feel proud about the product that we are putting out. So outside from like film and our own productions, other ways that you can really apply that is maybe taking a step away for 5 minutes, or maybe taking a week off from a certain project to really get your mind off and let your mind relax. But also, don't let things sit for so long that you forgot about it or you brushed them under the table. Just find the right amount of time. Keep to your word. If you need 5 minutes to step away, so just to cool off for a certain thing, cool. If you've been working on a certain project for 2 weeks and you're just frustrated, maybe it's time to take a week off. That circumstance is very different if you've been working on a project for an hour and then you decide to take a week off. That's just laziness right there. So again, a lot of this stuff is more circumstantial. Find what kind of works with you in terms of letting things marinate, because don't let that kind of concept be an excuse to be lazy. Because yeah, just like with Temper Tantrums Productions, or even watching the friggin' movie Borderlands, where the pacing was so fast I couldn't connect with any of the characters, the dialogue, or the world they were trying to create. A lot of that stuff can happen in our own life, or in our own work, that we don't let things progress naturally, because we're trying to force them in a certain direction. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.